Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to bring y'all guys some more podcasts. And then I got a lot of breakdowns for you guys coming up. I went I'm about to give you like 7+ breakdowns in the next 2-3 days, like I've been doing. So I've really been on my craft. But I give you guys more podcasts because this is what made me get where I'm at, was the podcasts. So Brooklyn Nets, they finally won the game, but this series to me, like, I never been an Atlanta Hawks fan this series, to be honest. I never was on the Atlanta Hawks bandwagon. I never thought they can go to the NBA Finals. I never thought they was the best team in the East. That don't mean I'm right. That just when I watch them play and I watch how they play, I never was a big fan of the Atlanta Hawks. And this series, this don't even look like the Atlanta Hawks that we've been seeing all year. The last 2 months, the Atlanta Hawks has declined. It's like the NBA has figured them out to a certain extent because they scouting them and everything. It's like the NBA has been figuring out how to play the Atlanta Hawks and how to stop their players. And the Brooklyn Nets series, like, the Brooklyn Nets barely made the playoffs this year, barely. They just won their last game to get in the playoffs, and the Atlanta Hawks won 60 games. And the Brooklyn Nets have been playing miserable, mediocre basketball until the last 2 months of the season when they finally turned that switch on and made a playoff run. So with that being said, the Brooklyn Nets really shouldn't even be in the playoffs. But since they're in the East, they made it. So I just don't understand, like, how the Atlanta Hawks are letting a mediocre team like this stay in every game. And I gave the Brooklyn Nets a fight. I didn't give them no chance. Cause I like the Atlanta Hawks. They're gonna pick apart the defense. The Brooklyn Nets are inconsistent. They don't have no defense or nothing. But then I've been watching the games, and the Brooklyn Nets been in every single game since game one. And then they stole one game at home. And I'm looking like, hey, all the games are close. They won their last game by, I think, 83-91. It was by 8. So I'm looking like the Brooklyn Nets actually got a chance. And I'm about to tell you how the Brooklyn Nets can upset and pretty much win this series. I'm not a big fan of Lionel Hollins as a coach. I was in Memphis, but with the team he has now, he did not adjust right to the coaching of this personnel. He was trying Jared Jack. He was trying Bogdanovich. He was trying Darren Williams at the point. He was trying Thaddeus Young. He just been off and on. He don't know what he wants to do with this team. And that's why I don't like the Brooklyn Nets. I picked them to get swept because of their coaching. But he really has did a bad job coaching this team. And he really don't even know what lineup to use. He don't really seem like he knows his team that well. And he been proving it. Now Darren Williams has been a shell of himself. Darren Williams was one of my favorite players. I still got respect for him. I hate to call him washed up, but he really has been playing miserable offensively. He's still been getting rebounds. He's still been getting steals. He's still been getting assists. But he needs to at least get 15 to 17 points in this series if they want to have a chance. Because Darren Williams right now, he's an X factor. If he can give them 15 to 17 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds, they can win every game by 8 because every game been close. If Darren Williams can step up and actually try, this series can be over in 7 or 6 because this game been close and Darren Williams been the thing that been holding them back. I think you got to Darren Williams going to either have to step up offensively or you're going to have to put him out of the starting lineup and put Jared Jack back at the point and let Darren Williams come off the bench. Because Jared Jack brings energy. He brings, he got an attack mode. When he gets the ball, he's constantly dribbling. He attacking off the pick and roll. He's knocking down the spot up jumper. He getting to the free throw line. He got to work on his 3-point shooting. But Jared Jack is in constant attack when he's in a point guard position. And if you want to keep the defense off balance, like the Atlanta Hawks who plays together, you need somebody that's going to attack. And Brook Lopez, he's been attacking. But Joe Johnson and Jared Jack and Brook Lopez is going to be the key to this series. Bogdanovich is another thing I want to talk about. He has to be knocking down on spot-up threes. Like I said in my rookie analysis. He is a stretch player. He got to be, and he has to put the ball on the floor and finish plays. He's 6'8". He has to pump fake, get to the paint, knock down like Marco Bellinelli do. Pump fake, step in, take the jumper. Or pump fake, get to the paint, draw a foul, dump it off, get some layups, get some dunks. Bogdanovich got to do more than just shoot threes. He got back in the starting lineup. Now he back out. He has to do more than just spot up and shoot threes. He has to become a glue guy. Knock down the three, make that extra pass, get the extra rebound, get the steal in the passing lane. He has to be an all-around player more than just a spot-up three-point shooter. I think the Brooklyn Nets can win this series now because of how the Atlanta Hawks has played. I think the Atlanta Hawks can't hit that gear that they say, okay, we know how to take. Like Coach Budenholzer, I got a lot of respect for him. I think he can do this. Is put the Atlanta Hawks and switch another gear. Like, okay, we know what they doing. We know how they playing. Now let's do this and let's do that and let's get out of this series. Let's end it in 5. They have the talent and the potential to do this, but what's been holding the Brooklyn Nets from winning this series is the coaching from Lionel Hollins, putting the wrong lineups out there, having the wrong players out in plays. They got Thaddeus Young at the 3-point line. They got Thaddeus Young trying to be a stretch forward, but the Atlanta Hawks playing off of him. We know Thaddeus Young can't shoot threes consistently. We know Thaddeus Young can't shoot mid-range consistently. So it's just been horrible to watch the Brooklyn Nets offense because Darren Williams hasn't did anything. Thaddeus Young can't really do nothing but attack the paint. And Bogdanovich ain't doing nothing more than just spotting up from the 3-point line. So it just been inconsistent and stagnant offensively for both teams. The Atlanta Hawks been stagnant. They haven't even really been scoring over 100 points in the last couple games. And they was down. They was one of the best offensive teams in the league. Now they barely scrapping for 100 points. They haven't even scored 100 the last couple games. They've been scoring in the 90s. So I think the Brooklyn Nets actually do have a chance to win this series. I know people going to dislike the video for that. But the Atlanta Hawks have really gave the Brooklyn Nets confidence. Like Brooklyn had a chance to tie it and Darren Williams missed a jump shot. Then Brooklyn won by 8. Like Brooklyn should have confidence that they can win this series. And honestly, I think Brooklyn Nets has the better talent. Brook Lopez, Joe Johnson, Darrell Williams, Bogdanovich, Thaddeus Young, Jared Jack, Allen Anderson. They have a better talented team. They just not as coached as good as the Budenholzer got his team. So if the Brooklyn Nets want to actually tie this series up and actually have a chance to win it in Atlanta, they gotta get better coaching offensively. They doing decent defensively. They just don't have the right lineups out for the plays they running. They running bad plays and they have bad execution, especially when Darren Williams is out there because he really don't do anything but really play call. He don't shoot. He don't really do nothing but run plays. So they really need to get Jared Jack in there so he can bring some energy and attack off the dribble, draw some fouls, get everybody moving. They need to have more motion offense. And when Darren Williams is out there, all they doing is running a set play. When Jared Jack is out there, everybody moving. They move into the paint. They moving around. And if Brooklyn Nets gonna want to win this series, they gonna have to get Atlanta Hawks moving. Because Atlanta really ain't got no shot blockers. They ain't really got no tough defensive rim protectors. So Brook Lopez can have his way like he been doing. But now it's time to get everybody involved, everybody moving, and keeping Brooklyn Nets off defensively. And I mean Atlanta Hawks off defensively. And I think Brooklyn Nets, they actually got a chance to win this series. If they win this game today, I think they got a chance to win it. Like I said, I'm not a big Hawks fan. I just thought Coach Budenholzer will execute better than Lionel Hollins. Man, Lionel, like I said, his execution been bad, but they still been in every game. I just think the Atlanta Hawks has really played horrible in this first series. And like I said, all these games have been close, and you would think they would have blew out the Brooklyn Nets the way they've been playing all season from the beginning to the end of the season. They really haven't been playing up to their potential, and the Atlanta Hawks gonna have to kick into it because the Washington Wizards are hitting a cylinder right now. They got confidence, they got energy, they playing with themselves. John Wall picking the defense apart. I think the Brooklyn Nets is exposing Atlanta Hawks, and I think Randy Whitman, who also isn't a good coach to me either, he gonna look at some of this footage, look at some of these plays, look at John Wall, Bradley Beal to get some rest, get some practice, get their consistency back. Paul Pierce going to be a mentor. I think the Washington Wizards are gonna be ready for whoever win this series, and they got a lot of time to game plan. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you guys think.